In this video, I'm going to give you the secrets of how to secure a PS5 from Target starting Monday, November 28th, 2020. And I'm going to talk about the end of the Xbox Series S shortages. We'll also talk about the KFC console where you can warm your chicken, not kidding, and the woes of Cyberpunk. Subscribe to the Linus Wilson channel where we give you the secrets to get the console that you want. So we're going to talk about the probable target drops for the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X on November 28th, 29th, or 30th. I generally don't think it's a good idea to stay up on Target, although it does seem like their MO is to drop at 6 a.m. Eastern time ever since launch day, where they dropped at 3:30 a.m., something like that. They've been really actually dropping around 6 a.m. So if you're up at 5 a.m. Eastern to about 7 a.m. Eastern, you have a very good chance if you know the day. And so the way that we have been trying to know the day is to get an idea of the shipments that have come in, right? And so we have a lot of basically, kind of low-level leaks from Target employees that show when they're getting the shipments in based on their in-store computers, those handhelds they have. And that gives us an idea of when Target drops, because Target had a memo out that said that they will have a day or two to prepare the stock and then they'll sell the stock. And then prior to that, they said, we're going to do online only orders for pickup or drive up. There's a little bit of shipping. You might get a shipping option, but for the most part, it's going to be pickup, drive up for your local store. And then they'll do those drops about a day or two after they receive the stock. Now, not all Targets receive stock at the same time, so it's hard to say if it'll be the 28th or 29th, but that seems likely. So 28th is Monday or Tuesday morning. So I think if you're up at 5 to 7 a.m. Eastern time, then you have a pretty good chance of getting that. And we're looking at probably about 10 to 20 units in stock. Some stores may not have any, and so that's why it might be worth your while to go in on Sunday or even on Monday if they don't drop on Monday morning, and use the in-store scanners they have at Target. So let me show you just a few of the. You could also ask an employee that has one of the handhelds. Now, they may be very resistant to telling you that information. My Store for Spot has worked while they were online, but it's not worked when I don't think it's currently working. So that's an app that you can look up stock, but they have kind of made it hard to do that. And this should be for the Xbox Series X, but we're getting these leaks about, this is via @Cheeto Gaming YT, right? And this particular one, I think he said was in Queens, New York, is going to receive 29 PS5s on 12/27. So that's Sunday. So possibly those could go up on Monday because they do the in-store pickup or drive up. So you need to order that through the app or online, and then you could conceivably get it on the 28th or 29th, depending on when they go live. And we got another one via @PS5 Drop, right? And it says this one, this Target is expecting 12 PS5 disc versions on 12/27, right? And so that indicates maybe a Monday or Tuesday drop for Target. And so, I think, and we got several of these. I think I showed you two just there, but there may have been 3 or 4 actually. So I think you should look out for Target. That's probably your best bet. You know, since there's about 2,000 Targets out there in the United States, and there are, uh, we're expecting maybe 10, maybe 20. Uh, we could be looking at 20,000, 10,000 PS5s going live. And Target, really, if you can secure one, if you're up, that's really the best place to order from because you can pick it up and drive up the same day, right? Their policy is within 4 hours that you can get whatever you order for pickup and drive up. So that would be pretty awesome that you get the same day. You know, you can't beat that. Uh, the, I mean, and online usually ships the same day, but it still takes a couple days to get there. Same thing with PlayStation Direct. We've had a really slow week because of Christmas week, and I don't expect that to change over the weekend. The weekends are pretty slow. There was like a little bit of flickering with Newegg on Tuesday, but really since Monday of Christmas week, there hasn't been any PS5 or drops. Now, for the Xbox Series S, we have been seeing that has just been continually in stock. So for days, you've been able to order it from Walmart or Antonline, and we saw some flickering from Best Buy for the Xbox Series S. I think that's going to be kind of permanently in stock. That's, I think, the consensus view that it just will be in stock. Now, not everywhere, but you'll be able to find one if you want to buy one on a given day. The Xbox Series X is not that way, um, but it's getting to that. It's much closer to that being continually in stock than the PS5. But it's not. So I don't think we had a lot of opportunities by the Xbox Series X this week after Monday. But on Monday of the 28th, then we expect more sales. And this, I think we also are probably going to have the first week since launch where PlayStation Direct did not go live. So, uh, and I guess I'll talk about the other uh, thing. There's this KFC console that's been going out. Uh, I don't think it is a joke. It is kind of a joke, but it's not a joke. I think that the thing is that you supposedly can warm your chicken based on how hot the console gets, but it's not actually a console. It's a PC, and I think it's going to be a very expensive PC. So I don't think it's going to be a very limited market that's going to actually want to buy this. Um, I do think its advertisements about its frame rates are probably misleading. I don't think it's going to get 240 frames per second on any game, any major title. But you know, and it really depends on the graphics card they put in. They've not said, but just based on the component costs of building such a PC, it's probably going to be in the $2,000 to $3,000 range. So really not comparable with at all uh, with the PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series X. And I know a lot of you are kind of following um, the Cyberpunk, what's going on with Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk says they sold 13 million copies, although analysts prior to the launch were expecting them to sell 16.4 million copies, and this is because of their kind of disastrous launch. And there are class action lawsuits, investor lawsuits, not consumer lawsuits, but investors, people that own the stock, that are ramping up because they think CD Projekt lied to their investors about this, because they knew that the PlayStation and Xbox One versions were not up to par, and that was why they restricted reviewers from using footage from those two console versions. But that still means that Cyberpunk is probably one of the most successful launches in a long time, even with all its bugs. I as a potential PC buyer, I don't think I would buy it for the console, but I might buy it for either streaming or for uh, making videos about it. That they did correct one thing, was that there was a 8 megabyte limit, and even though CD Projekt Red said they were going to take the holidays off, they were able to come out with a hot fix patch 1.06 this week that lifted the 8 megabyte limit, which essentially means that uh, that you won't have corrupted save files if you have too much inventory, which was the problem for the PC, which was really kind of a killer to their thing. So I think that was the worst of their bugs. That you talk about the frame rates, but if people's save files are being corrupted and they can't continue to play, that just kind of kills the game altogether. And they fixed that PC issue. But they still are not. Cyberpunk is still not expected to have their major patches until January, and it's still off the PlayStation Direct online store. I'm Linus Wilson. Subscribe.